Welcome to Hello Malaysia. I am your host Surati Sanusi, and today I have a very honourable guest, and I've just met him just a while ago, and I think we get along very well with each other. I have in the studio right now is Datuk Badaruddin Muhammad Rafiq, the State Director of Selangor State Custom. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming into the studio, because we are going to talk on International Customs Day, which falls on 26th of January every
exactly.
single year. And today, this year's theme, if I'm not mistaken, is Coordinated Border Management. Is that right?
Exactly. Yes,
Okay.
you're right.
And welcome to the show,
Oh,
Dato'.
you're very welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And before we talk about, the theme, the International Customs Day, let's talk about you. Let's get to
Okay.
know who you really are, this
Okay.
lovely, lovely person in front of me.
Thank you.
So, Dato', you told me that you're from Selangor.
Yes.
And born and bred in Selangor?
Yes, exactly. I was actually born in Kajang
Okay.
and brought up in Kuala Selangor, in fact, a small town.
Always
of Kuala Selangor.
in Selangor.
In Selangor, always in
Right.
Selangor, And I did my primary, secondary, as well as university education also in Selangor.
Wow.
So I've been in Selangor.
So you
most of
haven't
the
gone
time.
out from Selangor then?
In my service, yes, I've gone out.
Okay.
I've joined. I joined Royal Malaysian Customs on 1st April 1981.
Okay.
And I started my career at the Johor Bahru.
Okay,
the
you started
customs
from
sector,
JB.
Yes.
Okay.
At the border checkpoint,
Right.
at the Causeway in Johor Bahru in 1981. I was there for about 4 years.
Okay.
4
And why
years.
customs? Was it really
Well,
something that you wanted to do?
Yes, in fact, from day one, in fact, from school days,
Okay.
I liked the uniform.
The
Yeah,
uniform.
I like
so
the
you
uniform.
you got attracted with the uniform first.
Yes, I like the
Okay.
uniform. I like enforcement work
Okay.
particularly.
Right.
So
Why didn't you
even-
go to police?
I did apply for police.
Right.
I did apply for police. At the time was cadet ASP.
Okay.
I did apply for police and also for customs.
Uh-huh.
It so happened that I got customs first.
Okay. So, you
I joined customs.
you took in, okay. So after you've been in customs, so how do you find customs?
Oh, it's very interesting.
Okay.
A wide areas to handle.
Right.
Okay, from management to tax collection
Okay.
to enforcement to compliance. A lot of areas to cover.
Right.
And now
Was it
with,
something that
GST.
you thought that you would know when you were small? Was totally different, right?
It was totally different,
Right.
Because while I was small, I think it was more either the military or the police.
Right. It's the uniform,
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's talk about Malaysian customs. Basically, people know that Malaysian customs only deal with stuff or some things that come from the ports and something, but I think it's more than that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when Customs Malaysia, can we just talk a little bit on the history of Customs Malaysia?
Yeah, I can. Why not?
Right.
In fact, with the formation of the Federation of Malaya way back in 1948,
Okay.
at the time the Customs and Excise Department was established for the Malay Peninsula, and under the Customs Ordinance, and this was Customs Ordinance of 1952.
Okay.
The Royal Malaysian Customs was put under the control of the High Commissioner of Malaya.
Okay.
And it was headed by a controller of customs then, and this was so until Malaya got its independence in 1957.
57.
And with independence, it was changed to Royal Malaysia. At the time was Customs and Excise Department.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Right.
after independence.
Right.
Okay. And since independence, Customs and Excise Department then was put under Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
Until today, we are
Until
still
today, yeah.
still under Ministry of Finance. And in 1963, the year that Malaysia was formed,
Right.
Customs and Excise Department was conferred the title Diraja.
Okay.
So we were known since 1963. We are known as
Royal Customs.
Royal Malaysian Customs,
Okay.
or in bahasa Jabatan Kastam Diraja Malaysia.
Okay.
And it is an honor,
Right.
for us in Royal Malaysian Customs, to be given this title.
Okay.
And on the top management, Royal Malaysian Customs is headed by Director General of Customs, and is assisted by 3 Deputy Director Generals of Customs.
Okay.
And also Assistant Director General of Customs.
Right.
Yeah. And
Okay,
at the sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying.
At the state levels, we have State Director of Customs. So in fact, there are 14 states, but
Right.
we also
And
have
you
a
are
director.
one of them?
I'm one of them. Yes. And we also have a Director of Customs at KLIA.
Oh.
because
Okay. For the goods that are coming in and out.
yes,
Right.
So in the Klang Valley, we have a director in KLIA, we have another director in Kuala Lumpur, and one in Selangor.
Okay,
to cover the Klang
which
Valley.
is yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also let's talk about the mission and vision, or let's start with the mission first. What is the mission of the Customs, Royal Customs Malaysia?
So I would go into vision if you don't mind.
Okay.
The vision is to make a world-class customs service for administration. Okay, and it refers to Royal Malaysian Customs delivery system.
Okay.
That is what they call recognized globally, and we provide these services and all the services that we provide by customs. So that we meet all the conventions, the practices and also procedures in place. Okay, and also with the international conventions that are in place,
Right.
especially the ones that are being administered by the World Customs Organization.
Right.
Okay, and customs officers are to be recognized as well as for their expertise.
Okay.
The subject matter experts in their various fields. And we also implement best practices, which is recognized globally. And we also need to provide services to meet the expectations of our clients.
Okay.
And also our stakeholders, and also to strengthen as well as to enhance bilateral and also multilateral cooperation at regional.
Okay.
Regional maybe at ASEAN level,
Right.
as well as at international levels.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the vision and the mission, or the vision of.
That's the vision. Yeah.
Right.
No.
So the mission of
Yeah.
Customs Malaysia is.
Okay, mission is to is revenue collection and to provide trade facilitation,
Okay.
to enforcement and also compliance with the laws. Okay, to spur economic growth and also preserve national security
Okay.
and also people's well-being. So apart from just what you call collecting duties,
Right.
we also enforce what you call the rules and laws. Enforcement activities.
Right.
In relation to smuggling activities.
Right.
I think you would have read over in the papers and the mass
Yeah.
media the drug cases that we get, especially at KLIA and also at the
especially.
other.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we have a lot of that.
So
That's something that you should be proud of.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So the three areas under the mission is revenue collection.
Okay.
Okay, revenue collection. That is our main task. Okay, revenue collection. In fact, after income tax, we are the next highest revenue collector for the country.
Collector.
In fact,
So
in 2000,
basically, people do not like customs because they take our money. In short, right? Just like the
In fact.
income tax, it's the same thing.
in fact, in 2014,
Right.
we collected 35.2 billion ringgit.
Really?
Yeah,
So now everything is in the account. So
Yes.
obviously this would be handled by the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
But do you know where the money would go to?
What do you call it? Goes into the government coffers.
Okay.
And it is actually the money what that's collected goes into government projects, expenditure, to run the government machinery,
Right.
and also to finance all the things like
Right,
hospitals,
the
schools,
highways,
everything.
the
Yes.
things that we use on daily
Exactly,
basis.
exactly.
But people don't see that.
People don't see that.
Right, which
So
is
we-
a bit sad. So how do you go about and telling that what you guys do or customs do is actually to help build or develop Malaysia?
Yeah, these are things which if you talk about like GST, okay. In fact, whatever revenue is collected by
Right,
the
it goes
government,
back.
it goes back.
the
Revenue
people.
in the form of import duty.
Right.
Whatever customs duties that we collect, excise
Okay,
duties.
right.
Those days, we're still collecting the sales and service tax.
Right.
Later on, we'll move on to the goods and services tax. Whatever is collected is being used by the government
Okay.
to fund projects, to fund development, to fund roads, to fund infrastructure.
Which is,
for
I
the
think it's
public.
very important that people should know that this goes back to the people.
Exactly.
But
It goes
because
back
they
to the
don't
people.
see, because all they see is that our money being taken away for
Exactly,
this and
yeah.
this, but they don't see the development that has been going on around them.
Around there.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are we done with the mission? Is there any
we're
other
done.
missions
No,
that we have?
I think and one more area is to provide trade facilitation.
Right.
Okay, trade facilitation in the sense of tax exemptions to commercial as well as industrial sector. And also, as I said earlier, on enforcement and also compliance. So apart from just collecting taxes and customs duties, we also carry out enforcement activities.
Right.
You know?
Throughout Malaysia.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's talk about services, besides taking money in. So what else does customs do?
Okay, all right. As I said earlier, we collect indirect taxes.
Yes.
Income tax collects direct taxes. We collect indirect taxes, and the indirect taxes that we collect are in the form of import duty, export duty, excise duty. At the moment, we are collecting until the 31st of March this
Okay,
year. We'll be
right.
collecting the sales and service
Service
tax.
tax, okay.
And
Until GST is
GST
enforced.
implemented on the 1st
1st
of
of April.
April. And also we provide facilitation to the trade as well as the industry. Okay, we have a lot of facilities out there apart from just collecting duties.
Right.
We have facilities like providing bonded warehouses and so forth. This is for the community. And also on the on law enforcement aspect. We enforce the Customs Act 1967.
Okay.
Okay. Also the Excise Act 1976. Free Zone Act 1990. Free Zone. We have free zones
Yes.
all over the country.
Right.
So this comes under the Free Zones Act.
I see.
At the moment we are still enforcing the Sales Tax Act and also the Service Tax Act
Throughout the free
1972. No. Throughout Malaysia.
Okay.
The Free Zone Act is only for the free zones.
Okay.
And later on we'll have the Goods and Service Tax 2014
Yeah.
in place from 1st April onwards.
Yes.
Not only this acts that we enforce, we also enforce some other acts, other enforcement,
Right.
things like the Dangerous Drug Act
Okay.
1952.
Right.
We also enforce that. So whatever cases that we get, especially at our borders,
Right.
we are more our cases that we get on drugs are mostly at the borders.
Yeah.
Be it the land borders, the sea borders, or also mostly at the airports
Right.
that we get. So these are all charged under the Dangerous Drug Act or DDA 1952. Apart of that, we also enforce the anti-trafficking in persons and smuggling of migrants. ATIP SOM. This is where illegal immigrants and also people who have been forced into labor, and all that. We charge them under ATIP SOM.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So besides that, anything else that falls under customs?
Mostly it is more into revenue collection.
Okay.
Trade facilitation.
Okay.
And also moves around enforcement activities like I've said earlier.
Right. Okay, and you've been with customs since 1981.
1981.
So throughout the year until 2015 now,
Yeah.
what kind of changes have you seen in the department or in the organization?
Changes. Nice of you to ask the question.
Right.
I remember when I first joined in 1981, 1st April 1981. We were then also doing what you call collection of duties and
Right.
taxes.
Right.
Providing trade facilitation as well as also doing enforcement activities. A number of cases, a lot of interesting cases that we used to get those days. But I
Do
think
you
over the
mind,
years,
telling us one or two cases that you've been
Oh,
through, which you
okay.
think it's interesting?
Interesting. Okay, I was one particular case which is of interest was I think I was still new then,
Right.
way back in 1982, and I was at the Causeway, customs examination at the Causeway between Singapore and Malaysia.
Right.
And this guy comes in. Okay, a guy comes in and he as usual, people used to buy spare parts.
Okay.
A lot of spare parts from Singapore those days. And this guy bought in, I still remember, a Volkswagen carburetor.
Okay.
He bought in a Volkswagen carburetor, and my man on the ground asked him to pay 100 ringgit in tax.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And this guy got very upset.
Okay.
He got very upset.
Why?
And because he says he bought
It's
the
just a
carburetor
spare
for
part.
100 ringgit, and why is he asked to pay 100 ringgit?
Okay.
But the officer on the ground did not believe on the price that was declared.
Okay.
Okay, because there were instances, cases whereby they underdeclare.
I see.
So he suspected that
It was underdeclared.
underdeclared.
Okay.
So he put a valuation of about 300 ringgit, and asked the guy to pay
100 ringgit.
100 ringgit. This guy was not happy.
Okay.
And since he was not happy and he was
Told you.
quite
leave.
angry,
Right.
quite angry, and they referred it to me. I was the
Okay.
duty officer on duty. All right, and he comes in also angry. Comes
Okay.
in what do you call
Agitated.
Agitated. He said, "You people got no right to
Okay. Ask me to pay 100 ringgit.
When I just bought it for 100.
Right.
So I let him say his piece. Then we have under the Customs Act the powers to body search. Okay. Yeah. So I told my man, okay, we'll search him.
Okay.
Okay. My main my contention was to look. Usually, what happens is cases like this, you'll get double invoicing.
Oh,
so
okay.
sometimes they carry another invoice
Right, which with the original price.
with the original price. So that original invoice will be kept maybe in
Somewhere
the wallet
around.
or hidden
Yeah.
somewhere. Usually, it's on their body.
Right.
So I was actually looking for
Evidence.
evidence, of a double invoice, to state what the actual price of the carburetor that I brought in.
Right.
And this guy got angry. Why you want to do a body search? So I said,
Right.
under the Customs Act,
You
we
can
have
do
the
that.
right to do body search as well as search of conveyances and so forth. Okay, and as I asked my man to search him, and as we were searching him, he came. He felt something in his
Pocket or
in
the
his,
side.
side.
Right.
At the side, something inside his
Bulging.
pants bulging
Right.
and also hard. He said, "What is this?" And the guy quickly turns off and says,
Right.
"What
It's
do you call?
nothing."
I'll pay the 100."
Oh,
Okay, forget about the whole thing. I'll pay the 100.
Okay.
Suddenly, from somebody who's
right.
angry,
Who got very agitated easily.
he
Right.
said he'll pay the 100 ringgit.
Oh, that's it. And then everything settled.
Yeah, so that aroused a suspicion on my part.
Right.
I
So
was
did you
just-
continue with
Yeah,
the...
I said, why suddenly this guy is,
Right.
suddenly so willing to pay when he was not.
Right.
Asked my man to, track him
Continue with
further.
searching.
So we had to get
To the
get
paper.
in. We had to actually
Open
ask him to just loosen his pants a bit, and frankly, his whole pants fell down.
Oh gosh.
And in
What
his
did he-
he he had hidden 1 kilo of gold bar. 1 kilo of
Wow.
gold bar, and we instead of
Paying
just
100 ringgit now?
we had to charge him for smuggling of gold bar.
Okay.
1 kilo of gold bar.
So, at
he
the end
paid
of
a
it, how
hefty
much?
fine of 20,000 ringgit, and also the gold bar was seized.
Oh no,
I know.
we lost a lot of money on that day.
Exactly.
Wow, he could have just
he could
paid
have just
100
paid the 100 ringgit
and just leave. Right, and never get caught. Okay,
Yeah.
fine, that was an interesting story,
Yeah.
but we have to go for a short break.
All
And
right,
when we come back,
okay.
we'll talk more on customs right here on Hello Malaysia. So stay tuned.
My precious little Nita, why did you leave me? How hard I try, my pain does not go away. My child has become a victim because of me.
Pakcik, boleh saya tolong?
We cannot change the past. But we can protect our future if we act now.
And welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me and Datuk Badarudin from the Selangor State Customs. And we were talking about, and his experience on, encountering with this person who doesn't not want to pay 100 ringgit, but at the end of it, he found out that he was carrying a gold bar.
Exactly.
And got
Exactly.
seized. And, at the end of it, it was bad for him.
Yes,
He should have
exactly.
just paid 100 ringgit. So now let's talk about International Customs Day, which falls on 26th of January
26th of
every
Jan.
single year.
Exactly.
And this year, the theme is Coordinated Border Management.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Okay, I'll touch on International Customs Day first.
Okay.
The International Customs Day is celebrated every year by all customs administrations
Around the world.
around the world. Okay, and this falls on 26th January of every year. So in fact, last year it fell on a Sunday,
Okay.
and we still celebrated
Celebrating,
it. Yeah, celebrated it. And if you ask me, why do we celebrate
Yeah.
on the 26th of January?
Right,
You know,
it's very
and not
odd.
any other date. Why on 26th January? It actually marks the first meeting, the first official meeting of the then Customs Cooperation Council,
Right.
or CCC, we call it in short.
And consist of?
It consists of at that time, at that particular time, was mostly countries in Europe
Okay.
who were members of the Customs Cooperation Council.
Okay.
And it was set up in 1952.
Okay.
And the first meeting was held on 26 January. So
they maintained that date.
Maintained that date. You know, the
Okay.
first meeting of the Customs Cooperation Council. Today, the name has been changed. You know, in the last 20 years or so, it has been changed to the World Customs Organization,
Okay.
WCO. And the headquarters of the World Customs Organization is in Brussels.
Okay.
Brussels, in Belgium.
Belgium.
What do you call? Just like Interpol is in Lyon, Paris. So we have our headquarters in
Brussels.
in Brussels. Okay, and the World Customs Organization has played its role over the years. You know, in what do you call it? Significant role in customs. You know, to promote what do you call nation building through revenue collection, trade facilitation, as well as economic well-being. And at the moment, World Customs Organization has got 179 member countries.
Okay.
You know, and each and every one of these 179 member countries celebrate International Customs Day on the
26th
of January.
Okay.
In fact, what we do on International Customs Day is we used to have it on very grand scale.
Okay.
Yeah, grand scale in the sense that
Only within customs, or is this being told to everyone in Malaysia? Because I've never heard
Oh,
of
okay.
International Customs Day
All right,
until I googled it.
okay.
So
okay,
then I noticed,
yeah.
oh, there is an International
Yes,
Customs Day.
yes. And when we have International Customs Day, it's not only confined to just customs personnel
Okay.
per se. You know, we'll have the morning will start off with parades. You know, speeches, various awards and merits. Award of merits will be given out
Okay.
to customs personnel who excel in their
In their field.
in their field. Usually we'll invite VIP. In fact, what do you call
This year?
last year?
Last year.
We had Honorable Prime Minister
Who came over.
Yeah, who came over,
Right.
you know, and appreciated our International Customs Day, which was held in Johor Bahru. So we move around. You know, we move
okay.
around to hold this.
Right.
And apart from that, we have information booths set up, you know, for the public.
To get some
it is-
information.
Yes, you know. So this goes on sometime every year. We do
Right.
it every year, you know. And in fact, what do you call, this year we are what do you call, every year we'll have a
Different
theme,
theme.
a different theme. And if you ask me where do we derive this theme, the theme will be it comes up or it is put forward by the World Customs Organization, and the theme will be followed by all the 179 member
see.
member countries
Of the
of
customs.
WCO or the World Customs Organization. So this year's theme is what do you call, coordinated border management.
Right.
It goes on to say an inclusive approach for connecting stakeholders.
Okay.
So you asked me earlier why
Yeah, when I read about it, it was like, okay, it's very complicated, especially when they put stakeholder there. So I don't really understand. Probably this is just between the customs they would understand.
Exactly.
But I really appreciate if you can actually
All right.
enlighten us about this.
Okay, the coordinated border management, or CBM, we call it in short. It refers to a coordinated approach by border control agencies. You know, both at what do you call, national and also international level.
Okay.
In the context that is seeking greater efficiencies, okay, over managing trade as well as travel flows, okay,
Right.
while maintaining the balance of compliance requirements.
Right.
okay.
So this is basically, in short, is a two-way cooperation between one country to another in terms of traveling.
And also between the border agencies.
Okay.
Okay, so like what do you call, you take for example Johor Bahru, okay, not only customs is at the border, okay,
Right.
you have the immigration there.
Yes.
You also have the agriculture officers, quarantine officers.
Yes.
You also have police.
Yes.
You know, so this is more of a, you know, it's a
Coordination between
the various
different
agencies.
units
Yeah.
at the border.
Yes.
So that's what it means.
Exactly,
I see. It's
exactly.
not only customs.
Yes. So with this coordinated border management, it results in more effective delivery system. You know, less duplication. you know, less duplication, as well as cost savings through economies of scale.
Right.
You know, on top of that, it enhances risk management. You know, we need to have risk management in place, because during my tenure at the airport, you know, I was there for about 10 months at KLIA,
Right.
as a director there. I used to tell my men, you know, 99% of travelers are actually genuine travelers.
Yeah.
You know, they're just genuine travelers. They could
They
be
just wanna
traveling
travel,
from
that's it.
exactly travel, and they carry maybe 20 kilos, 30 kilos of luggage.
Okay.
Maybe 3/4 or 4/5 of that luggage consists of their personal items. Okay, they just, after a long haul flight, let's say from US or from Europe for the
to
matter, they
KL.
just want to get
Right,
up from the
that's-
airport. You know,
Oh, 12, 15 hours flight.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to get up from the airport, and they do not carry much items.
No, I don't think so.
So then I would say maybe 99% of them, you know, are just genuine travelers.
Genuine.
Is that 1% that
They have different
yes,
intentions.
intentions,
Right.
you know. So we do not trouble the 99% of the genuine
Passengers,
travelers,
right.
just to go after the
The
1%.
1%.
So
But
we-
how do you segregate that 1% from 99%? That's a
It's a good
lot of
question.
percentage.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Right? A lot of things are in place.
Yes.
Our intelligence plays a part of it. Okay. Sometimes we get intelligence reports. Okay. Our people are also trained. Okay. To on body language.
Okay.
Body language.
Very suspicious.
Yes.
Okay.
Body language. We also target certain flights.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Target certain flights
From certain countries or certain areas.
Exactly. And also the working tools.
Okay.
Working tools at the airports will be more of scanner machines.
Okay.
You know, so risk management plays a big part, as well as also working tools like scanners.
Okay.
So when you scan a bag, you will be able to see suspicious
What's
side.
the content of the bag?
Inside.
Okay.
And sometimes when you scan, you also look at the body language of the passengers bringing
Right.
it. So that helps. You know, it's a combination of things.
Right.
You know, that if you ask me how are we able to get cases involving only 1%? You know, whereas the 99% we do not. What do you
Well,
call?
you don't really bother.
Yeah.
But is it true? I don't know whether this question will be appropriate or not. But is it true? Sometimes they say, "Oh, the customs officers are racial. You know, they only pick certain races to be, you know, questioned or whatnot." Is it true?
No, definitely no.
Okay.
We treat every individual
Person.
or every person as what do you call, as equal. We do not narrow down
To races
to
or
race
religion.
or religion or the way you dress.
Okay,
No,
no.
I know.
Right.
We may target certain routes.
Individuals, okay.
In the routes, certain
Okay.
routes.
Routes.
Certain routes we may target.
What do you mean by routes?
Routes means where is the flight originating from.
The flight, not the
Yeah.
person.
Not the person.
Okay.
So the route could be coming in from what do you call, Golden Triangle. Okay. Could be coming in from certain areas where what do you call, poppy is grown. Okay. Yeah. So those could be an area that we need to look
To
out
look
for.
into a little bit more.
Yes. Or
Okay.
through our intel, or else also through our cases that we have got. You know, I will not go into the specific of which countries.
Yes.
You know, we know that we have got quite a number of cases of nationals or passengers traveling from that particular country
Okay.
carrying
Certain.
what do you call, contraband
Drugs.
such as drugs and so
Okay.
forth.
Alcohol.
So that's how we what do you call,
Right.
we will narrow down.
And besides that, now we have a lot of cases where, you know, certain countries having some problems with bombings and murders and killings. So now let's talk about the coordinated border management. Do you communicate with other customs from other countries to make sure that this particular person or this particular individual does not go beyond, you know, certain countries and they get caught?
Yep. Yeah. It's a very good question. In that sense that we can't work in silo.
Yes.
We need what you call, good cooperation, not only internationally but also nationally.
Oh.
Which means we need to cooperate with other enforcement
From other
agencies.
states?
Yeah, other
Oh,
agencies.
from
Other
other
agencies.
agencies,
You know,
okay.
we cooperate very well with the police.
Police.
You know, with APMM,
Immigration, okay.
immigration. You know, we need to cooperate with them. You know, at national level. We also cooperate with what do you call, other customs administrations
Okay.
at international level.
Right.
Okay, so we have good rapport with other customs administrations. You know, from
Other countries.
You know, and here being at enforcement meetings, we have various meetings at the World Customs Organization. One of which is on enforcement meetings. Enforcement meetings gives us the people who attend
Right.
from Royal Malaysian Customs to attend the enforcement meetings at the WCO headquarters in Brussels.
Right.
It gives them the opportunity to network with other enforcement customs
Agencies.
customs what do you call
Okay.
enforcement officers from other countries.
Okay.
And we are able to set up that network and share intelligence.
Right.
So we do get very good intelligence. We do very
And
good
do we get the
cooperation.
information fast?
We get it fast.
Right.
We get it fast, and we have to act fast.
Right.
For example, if let's say a drug courier leaves a particular country,
Right.
you know, he may have only about 4-hour flight.
Because of the fight, yeah.
Yes, 4 hours flight, 5 hours max. He's already out of the airport.
Right.
You know, so we need to act fast.
Very fast.
You know, and info can come in any time of the day.
Right.
You know, we got to get our people in place. Okay.
Standby.
In standby, as well as to, and if the info is very what do you call perfect,
Urgent. Oh,
perfect in the
okay.
sense that
The
name and so forth.
person, you know, you have a clear picture of the
so
person.
that makes it easier, but sometimes not. So
Right.
then you may have to do
Right.
further work on it.
And besides that, I think probably customs will be the first line where, you know, if anything happens, you'll be the first line over there to get, you know, whatever attacks or whatnot from the person that
Yeah.
you are trying to get to,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's important for you guys to, what do you call that, cover yourself?
Yes. If you talk the airport when they arrive, okay, they are within the vicinity of the airport. Again, as I said, we have good cooperation with the police, with immigration, and also at the, at the airport we also have the Malaysian Airport Berhad. They have their
Yes.
own security personnel there. That makes it easier if
Everybody
for
just
us
work
to,
together.
Yes, for us to, as well as our enforcement officers are there. You know, it's easier for us to check as well as
Right.
to apprehend
Right.
cases like this.
Okay.
It's still within the airport.
You can answer this generally, but how often do we get urgent cases?
Urgent in what
As
sense?
in, like, you know, people, when you
Oh,
mentioned,
I see. All right. Urgent in the sense of we can get it every week,
right,
okay, or a few a month.
okay,
It all depends. What do you call? And also we have apart from our own officers working on working undercover, you know, our intel branch, or what do you call, doing their own surveillance and doing risk analysis and risk management. You know, we also, what do you call, we have to be there to what do you call,
Get ready.
ready.
right.
You know, so
Okay.
it helps, yeah.
Okay, it's time for another commercial
Okay.
break. When we come back, we'll talk more on customs right here on Hello Malaysia.
Terima kasih. Sama-sama. Terima kasih. Sama-sama. Terima kasih. Sama-sama.
Terima kasih. Sama-sama.
Terima kasih. Sama-sama. Terima kasih. Sama-sama. Sama-sama.
Malaysia.
And welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Sue, and Datuk Badaruddin, the Director of Selangor State Customs. And, you know, we were talking about customs. It's not all about GST, okay? We will touch on GST later, but now let's talk about the customs, the Royal Malaysian Customs. And we were talking about International Customs Day with the theme Coordinated Border Management. And now, how does the Royal Malaysian Customs Department play its role in the organisation?
Okay. As I said earlier, the World Customs Organization, or WCO in short, is the only international customs, international body dedicated exclusively to international customs and also border control matters. Yes, and in this respect, Royal Malaysian Customs joined WCO on the 30th of June in 1964, way back in 1964. And ever since then, we have been involved in numerous activities, or nearly all of the activities which are conducted by the World Customs Organizations, involving on customs procedures and formalities. You know, and also World Customs Organization also touches on areas such as trade facilitation, border control cooperation, and also regional as well as global level. You know, and we have customs attaches, you know, based in Brussels. In fact, we have 3 customs attaches based in Brussels, and they are permanently
representing
based
Malaysia.
Exactly.
Okay.
They've been there since 1976.
Wow.
We had 1 in 1976. Over the years, we raised it to in 2002. We raised it to 2.
Now we have
and
3.
Now we have 3. You know? And their main function is to attend meetings and there are numerous meetings at World Customs Organization. In fact, if you talk about meeting on tariff and classification, it can take 2 weeks.
Right,
2
just
weeks,
to finalize.
Yes, 2 weeks between 9 a.m. every day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow.
You know, so it is more cost effective to have our
Someone
people
over there, rather than bringing someone from Malaysia to Brussels.
And that's not only one. The whole calendar for the World Customs Organization is full for the whole year.
Right, for meetings.
Yes, meetings, conventions, seminars, workshops. You know, all on customs days. And they do not only, these meetings are not only confined to customs. I mean, customs personnel. They will also invite people from the private sector, people from other government agencies, people from the embassies.
To disseminate information?
To disseminate information, to share information.
Okay.
Okay. Also from the private sector, the forwarders, the shippers, the importers, the exporters, they are also represented. So it's not only one aspect that you, when we have the meeting. So we get inputs from all.
Okay.
You know, and we also meetings at WTO, World Trade Organization. We also attend from from Brussels.
I see.
So it's cost effective to have our officers there.
Okay.
Yeah.
To
Apart
station
from that,
there.
we also have officers in an officer in Beijing, China, to handle that region, as well as another customs attaché in Indonesia.
Why? Is it because we have influx of people coming in from these both countries?
Not to say influx of people, but more, I think, towards, because there's a lot of trade with China.
Okay.
A lot of trade with China, and it's good to have our customs attaché in China, okay, because of the trade volume.
Right.
And also in ASEAN, the trade volume is also high.
Okay.
You know, we cannot afford to have an attaché
people coming in
every
now and then.
Yeah, so we have an attaché also in Indonesia, and that really helps.
Really?
And this is also the case of other customs administrations. In fact, in Malaysia, we have customs attachés from Australia. There are 2 of them. You know, we have also 2 customs attachés, from the United Kingdom.
Over here
who are based
in Malaysia.
Here.
Okay.
And some of them are based in Singapore.
Right.
Some of them are based in Hong Kong.
Right.
But they cover this
But the main function of the attachés are to get the goods and, you know, to examine faster, so that when it reaches certain places.
The main function of the customs attachés, is more of if they are in WCO, to attend the meetings there, to do the necessary networking, to help us out with maybe prices that is in the open market. The same thing goes for
within the country.
Within the country, yeah, and also in Indonesia and China, their function is a lot to do with prices,
Okay.
a lot to do to help out with the customs procedures. A lot of exporters from China or from ASEAN region would like to know the procedures, the formalities and all that. And these customs attaches help out, and also on networking. That is
Okay.
very, very important.
Right.
Networking, nothing like having our own people who know the
People over
customs
there.
on the ground.
Right, it's easier that way. Okay, so I think, and I think Royal Malaysian Customs have a good reputation
Oh yes.
with the
yes,
organization.
It has. In fact, the World Customs Organization over the years has introduced a lot of conventions.
Right.
Okay, things like the revised Kyoto Convention, the ATA Kane, and the harmonized system, and WCO recognizes Malaysia.
Right.
Because we have our Customs Academy in Malacca, and WCO has recognized our Customs Academy in Malacca as a WCO regional training center.
Really?
Yeah. Apart from, there are 6 in the ASEAN region, we have one regional customs training center recognized by WCO in China, one in Hong Kong, one in India, one in Japan, one in Korea, and in Malaysia. So
Okay.
among the ASEAN countries,
We are the best.
we are the best.
Wow.
As
okay.
well as we are, as of 1st July this year, Malaysia has been officially appointed as the vice chair of the Asia Pacific region.
I see.
For
Okay.
a 2-year period.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
2014 to 2016.
Right.
That will really keep us busy because our Director General will be chairing all these meetings, as a vice chair for the Asia Pacific region.
Okay.
Coordinating between all the countries within the Asia Pacific region.
Okay. All right. So we go for another short break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about GST now after the break. So stay tuned for those of you who are still, do not know what GST is all about. So stay tuned to Hello Malaysia.
Dibelenggu kebankrapan semuanya bukan pilihan. Saya pernah cuba dibantu, namun saya tidak hiraukannya kerana saya merasakan MDI akan bertindak kejam terhadap saya. Sehinggalah kebankrapan mula mengganggu hidup saya. Saya hilang punca untuk meneruskan kehidupan. Akaun saya dibekukan. Apa nasib keluarga saya? Selama ini saya menyangka MDI zalim yang membangkrapkan saya. Ternyata sangkaan saya meleset sama sekali.
Jabatan Insolvensi Malaysia, bukan kami yang membangkrapkan anda. Jangan takut atau risau untuk tampil ke depan. Berilah kerjasama agar kami dapat membantu anda. Layari www.insolvency.gov.my.
And welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Sue, and Datuk Badruddin, the Director of Selangor State Customs. And now let's talk about what else? GST, which is going to be on the 1st of April of this year.
Yeah.
And I think some of the people out there are still, quite not sure what GST is, and to just go along. But what I like to tell you right now is that I think Customs had put a number on companies that should be registering for the GST compliance, and that exceeded for last year,
Yes,
2014.
exactly.
I think that's a good news, yeah, Dato'?
Yes, it's good news.
Right.
It's good news. In fact, we put a target
Right.
to get, we call them the GST registrants.
Okay.
So those who have turnover, those companies and sole proprietors and all that, who have annual turnover of exceeding 500,000 ringgit, they must register as
Right.
a GST registrant.
Right.
Okay, and we had a target of getting 300,000 GST registrants by 31st December.
Right.
But we exceeded that target.
Right. I think there's a lot people suddenly realize that
Exactly.
they could benefit. What
Exactly.
makes it? Because of the awareness that have
awareness program, a lot of awareness program has been done.
been right.
A lot of all these in fact the whole of last year, Ministry of Finance,
Right.
and Customs,
Right.
Royal Malaysian Customs, we have been spending a lot of effort
On awareness.
on awareness program.
Right.
Because awareness program to the public.
Right.
You know.
Or was it awareness, or was it the fine that they have to if they do not register
Oh,
themselves?
no, it's more awareness so that they know.
Okay.
A lot of people out there, a lot of companies out there, or a lot of individuals out there.
Right.
Sometimes they say GST is a new tax.
Yes.
You
It is
started off with the
not.
program saying that tax in what do you call is always sensitive.
Right, it is. Because you're taking people's money, hard-earned money.
So we had a lot of programs.
Right.
To explain to the public. In fact, GST is not something new.
Okay.
Since 1972 and as well 75, we had this sales tax and service tax in place.
Right.
People were paying.
And we still do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until today, people are still paying
Services
10% sales tax and 6% service tax.
Right.
They are still paying. Only thing is that it is paid maybe upfront,
right.
by the importers or by the manufacturers. And generally the public do not, it is not shown anywhere.
Right.
Whereas under the GST, it appears in in the tax invoice. It appears if you, let's say, go to Carrefour, you buy or Aeon now,
right.
Aeon Big now, you buy something. In that receipt, you will see your tax element.
Right.
You will know how much tax you're paying.
Right.
And it used to be 10%. What do you call it? It is 10% sales tax and 6% service tax. But now it's only 6%, across the board.
Right.
And not everything is being is subject to GST.
Right.
The man on the what do you call, the ordinary man, will not be paying that much.
Right. If they don't, the thing is, it's easier. It's easy to understand like this. If you don't use it, you don't pay it.
Exactly. It's a consumption tax.
Right.
The more you use, the more you pay.
But the problem is now, I think we've been hearing it daily, that the suppliers or people who provide services are bringing up their price of services without, and giving GST as the reason. I think that's very wrong.
It's wrong. I would say there are people, I would agree with you, there are individuals out there or companies out there or sole proprietors out there who are making use of, I'm not saying everybody's doing it.
Right, but some people
are doing it. Or using a GST as an excuse to make money.
Yes.
And excuse saying that come 1st April,
right. Everything is going
to go up.
Right.
And we have done a lot of awareness program through the mass media. Our officers have been going down on the ground, explaining to the public. In fact, in Selangor, we have got 22 parliamentary constituency. At every parliamentary constituency, we are giving 4 awareness programs to the people on the ground. And our officers are also going to the companies, explaining to them. We are also having those who have registered, the 300,730 who have registered so far with us. What do you call? We call them hand-holding programs.
Okay.
So for the companies now, most of them are aware what the GST is all about.
But the customers or people on the streets, like you mentioned, they're the ones are really not really sure about what's going to happen.
Not really all. Most of them are.
Right.
Because what do you call? Out of the 190 over countries, in the world, 161 countries have implemented GST.
Right. And they're doing well.
They're doing well.
Right.
And in ASEAN, if you ask me, in ASEAN, only Malaysia, Myanmar and Brunei have not implemented GST.
Right. And the rest have.
Yes, the rest have. Indonesia has implemented it a long time ago. Singapore has also implemented
that was a long time
ago.
Right.
So it's only that maybe some unscrupulous people are making notice. But
profit.
Generally, yes. Generally,
but so, as a customer or as a people on the streets, what can we do with these people who just jack up the price just like that?
There is in place the Anti-Profiteering Act, okay, under the what do you call, control of Ministry of Domestic Trade and Industry.
Right.
And action will be taken against these individuals who raise their prices indiscriminately, unnecessarily. And also they'll be coming up with a shopper's guide.
Right.
A guide whereby to show how much was the price prior to GST and how much after GST.
Right.
Things like this is to help the members of the public, to understand GST better,
right.
and to see what is the implication. as a consumer, I would like to know how much tax I'm paying.
True.
Whatever I buy, or if I go to a restaurant and I have my meal, and if they are subject to GST, I would like to know how much is paying.
We are paying,
and the fact that whatever I am paying goes to the government.
Yeah, it's true.
It goes to the government.
So now 1st of April is coming around the corner. So what are the customs are doing just to fine tune everything so that comes 1st of April, everything runs smoothly?
A lot of things have been done. All these years, way back, 10 years back, we've been working on the act itself, on the formalities, on the customs procedures, to make sure that everything is ready, come 1st April 2015, the hurdle last year was to get get everybody who is supposed to register to get them on board.
Okay.
And
you managed to do that?
We managed to do that. And for those who fail, there will be a
fine?
a fine. A fine on them. And if they do not register by 1st, do not pay the fine and register, after 1st, we may even take them to court.
Okay.
And the penalties under
is
high.
Right.
You can end up paying 30,000 ringgit.
Right.
Fine.
Okay. Okay, and we are almost to the end of the program, but we would like to know what is in store for the future for customs.
Okay. Apart from GST, we also have I've touched a lot on GST earlier. We have another project which we've been working on for the last couple of years, which is called the U Customs.
Or and what is that?
Ubiquitous Customs in short. We have since 1980 or 1996. We have in place the Customs Information System.
Okay.
This was for customs clearance. It is an electronic system, but it has been in place since 1996.
Okay.
Okay. It has helped a lot in the clearance of goods. And but over the years, we find that this system needs to be
upgraded.
Not to say upgraded, but a lot of new things have come into place.
Right.
So rather than upgrading the information system, we have this new the U Customs, we call it.
Okay.
Which will be more and this will be implemented on 1st January of 2016.
Okay.
And this will be fully integrated, end-to-end customs, a modernization solution that delivers a single window concept for customs clearance. And it can be accessed anywhere.
Right.
That makes it
not only
easy.
At the customs offices.
That makes it easier.
That's easier.
And we are also having this U Customs to be fully integrated with about 100 other government agencies, permit issuing agencies.
So who will benefit from the system?
Generally will be our clients.
Okay.
All our clients will benefit from this new system because clearance and processing, clearance of goods will be done much easier, much faster, and also for us, we'll be able to collect whatever is due.
Right, so it's easier that way.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think that's all the time that we have with you, Dato'. It's so much fun to have you around the studio and talking about customs. It's not only GST, there's a lot more to customs that we know. So probably last word from you, maybe advice to people out there, especially on GST, I think.
On GST, okay. Right. On GST, I would say for those who have not registered, please come, and if you have
come forward.
You have reached the threshold, please come forward and register. It's a GST registration. Even though there is a compound,
you have to be paid.
You have to be paid, but it's better to get registered now,
right?
Rather than
going to the court later.
And also, I did touch on enforcement now. If there are information out there that you would like, the members of the public would like to
get more information,
get more information from customs on GST. They can call our call free line.
Okay.
Toll free line.
Right.
And also, if they are on enforcement matters, they can call us on
1-800
888855. our hotline is manned 24 hours.
Okay, or you can just go to the Customs Malaysian website and
Yes,
everything is going
everything
to be
is there.
All right, thank you so much, Dato'.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being with us and enlightening us about what customs is all about. And thank you so much for tuning in to Hello Malaysia. And until we meet again real soon, with that, I'm Surati Sanusi. Goodbye.